Hey, by now y'all know about this boy up in I can call him a boy because he's younger than me. Up in Michigan, the head coach got fired for messing with this his side piece was a staff member, and that's against company policy or whatever, and they fired him, and rightfully so. Disclaimer: let me just say I don't want to hear this white girl was just a six. She wasn't all that. She wasn't nothing special. First of all, let me say I did a video not too long ago. It was a short about the kind of white girls that we get. Y'all need to go back and watch that. She is definitely a step above that. Now, come on now. Most brothers that end up with white chicks don't end up with the good looking ones. And I mean, not even this good looking. She's average. She's a six to me. She'll be married to some dude. See, that's what, see, when I talk about these niggas that date these white girls, they don't marry these kind of white girls. This girl here is going to be married to a guy that has like the Hollywood sex appeal, not the Hollywood sex appeal of a Tom Cruise, but like the Hollywood sex appeal of a Jim Carrey or a Rick Moranis, something like that. That's who she's going to be married to. And she's going to have, two kids. We'll say she married a Jim Carrey type dude. She'll have a son like Jim Carrey and a daughter that's a semblance of herself. And she'll be 40 years old walking around with her two kids, 10 and 12. She'll be walking around Walmart, getting no attention for anything. None, as in none. Mother Teresa, none, as far as attention she'll be getting when she's 40. That's the one thing when I say, to me, she looks better than all the other, the 40-year-old white women, but she'll look just like a 40-year-old white woman when she becomes one. She'll be nothing special. But still, as it sits today, she looks better than all the white girls that I see every day. I see mud sharks every day. When I walk out my house, like when I leave my house and walk to my car, there's a walkway. And all I hear when I'm walking out my house and getting in my car, driving, and I'm going up the street, turning on the highway, I hear this. I literally hear this. Well, anyway, but yeah, this dude, he got caught messing with this chick, got fired, lost out on millions of dollars, and messing around on his wife. I've done videos recently about, we need to have, as black men, a more moral code. He shouldn't have been fucking around on his wife. He wouldn't be in this shit. He was an overly emotional dude. Like, watch this clip right here.
Coach Harbaugh, love you, man. Love the out of you, man. This is for you. For this university, the president, our AD, we got the best players, best university, best alumni in the country. Love you guys. These guys right here, man. These guys did it. These guys did it, man. Talk to him, man. Love you.
So that's why you never want to be overly emotional like that. You don't. You just don't, is it? They already know that you're weak by being overly emotional. And then, another thing that prompted me, with all this coming out like this, something prompted me to say, look at how many other coaches in the NFL and some in college that are married to Caucasian women. And, they're compromised. I've said this before, and I'm going to always say this. You can't be African-American male married to a member of the dominant society and not have compromised just to get in that position. It's not possible. So when they see you married to Becky, they know that you're compromised and they can use you how they want to use you. Because if you think by marrying outside your race is going to make you an honorary white person, you're stupid. You're not. That's it. We live in a system of global white supremacy. We're born into that system. We as black people have to navigate under that system. And people of the dominant society, it's advantageous for them to be in the system. Whether they partake in it directly or not, they still benefit for it or from it in some way. Don't ever let anybody gaslight you and tell you it's anything different. That's why for me, when it comes to why I won't commit or date a woman that's of the Caucasian race, it's because we live in that system. So if I ask myself, if I know my history and I know their history, the two are intertwined. If I know the two, how can I commit to a woman from that society? It's not like Umar Johnson is asking me this. It's me asking myself this, because last thing I want to do is validate or justify what I do to someone else. But I have to justify what I do to myself. I have to. And if I ask myself that question, are you aware that we live in a global white supremacist system? Oh, I'm aware of that. But why are you committing to Becky then? I don't have no answer for that. So therefore, that there's a no-go for me. For me, not judging what anybody else does. But here we go. Dennis Green, look who he's married to. Herman Edwards, look who he's married to. Raheem Morris, look at this picture here. I want you to study this picture and look at the way his wife is leaning away. You talking about compromise. They're all getting dressed up. Raheem, we're going to go out with Karen and Kenny tonight. And you can see that she's siding with her side, team, white supremacy. She's down with that. That's what that picture shows. Because I looked at a lot of other pictures of them together. There was another picture of those two together, and she's leaning into them. But when she's with her peoples, she's leaning away. If you don't see that looking at this picture, I don't know what to tell you. Going forward, you got Marvin Lewis here. Look who he's married to. Look what team he's down for. Lovey Smith. Lovey's leaning away. He know he ain't supposed to be up there like that. He know that. So then you got Marcus Freeman. This guy, he coaches Notre Dame. If you look at him close, he looks a lot like Tiger Woods. Look at him. Look in his face. He looks like at the very least he could be Tiger Woods' cousin. You want to say brother, but he definitely looks like he could be related to him, and it makes sense. Look at his mother. His mother's an Asian woman. Tiger's mother was Asian too. And this here surprised me. I was surprised to know that Mike Singletary was down with that team. Not that I'm judging him for it. We all have our own journeys. We all have our own paths. Maybe they don't know, or they haven't really assessed that we live in a system of global white supremacy. If they want to commit, I would like to know it, but they don't have to justify themselves to me. But it would be curious if they knew that the system that we live under, and if they knew their history, why is their commitment to someone of that society? Why? Because it's almost like, okay, my mom is black. So if I'm committed to a woman of the dominant society, and there's an emergency, something happens to my mom, something happens to my wife, I've got to go for my wife first. So I'm not going to pedestalize a female of the dominant society over the women in my family. I'm not doing that. It really doesn't have any respect. I mean, it has nothing to do with the respect that I have for black women, but it has the respect for the women in my family I have respect for. But it's not, none of the stuff that I say is about my allegiance to black females, about why I wouldn't date out somewhere. It don't have nothing to do with that. Nothing. It's got everything to do with what I just told you. Oh, yeah, I want to end with the dude when I talked about being overly emotional. That's why you don't want to do that. He ended up going back to the girl's house and breaking in there. It's kind of sketchy. Broke in there, threatened to kill himself. I think he threatened to kill her too. I think she might be pregnant as well. And that's again, you're 40 years old. You should know by now. Men that don't, by the age of 40, men that are still out here chasing skirts, they have no spiritual astuteness with them. There's no spirituality within them. That's why they got to chase all these women, because they're lacking something. So they need to come to the Most High and start reading their Bibles and stuff like that. They wouldn't be chasing all this ass.